Could a 10 to 20% tariff on all imports reshape the global economy? Well, Trump believes it could. From campaign promises to economic ripple effects, we'll dive into who really pays the price for these tariffs and what they mean for you, the global markets, and the economy. First, let's define tariffs. A tariff is a tax on imported goods. For example, imagine buying a smartphone from abroad. If it originally costs $1,000 and there is a 20% tariff, it now costs $1,200. That extra $200 doesn't go to the phone manufacturer, it goes to the government. Tariffs are typically used to protect domestic industries by making imported goods more expensive, generate revenue, or as a tool in trade disputes. Now let's talk about Trump's new tariff proposal. He's suggesting a universal tariff of 10 to 20% on all imported goods and potentially even higher tariffs, up to 60%, on products from China. His main argument is that these policies would bring manufacturing jobs back to the US and reduce reliance on foreign imports. And as Trump said at the rally in Mosinee, Wisconsin in September,
we're going to be a tariff nation. It's not going to be a cost to you. It's going to be a cost to another country.
Well, we'll see how that works out. Looking back, history gives us a glimpse of what could happen. In 2018, Trump imposed tariffs on Chinese goods, starting a trade war. At that time, tariffs targeted specific sectors, like steel, aluminum, and later consumer goods such as electronics. Some US steelmakers benefited in the short term, but industries reliant on imported materials like construction saw their costs rising. Economists largely agreed that these tariffs increased consumer prices, disrupted supply chains, and led to retaliatory tariffs from China, hurting US farmers and exporters. So what could happen this time? Let's start with the US dollar. Tariffs often strengthen the domestic currency in the short term because they reduce demand for foreign goods. However, a stronger dollar can hurt US exporters since their goods become more expensive overseas. Over time, trade imbalances could weaken the dollar if global confidence in the US economy decreases due to escalating trade tensions. For companies relying heavily on imports, like Apple or Walmart, tariffs could increase production costs. For instance, if Apple faces a 20% tariff on components for its iPhones, production costs will spike. This could lead to higher retail prices, hurting sales, and potentially driving down Apple's stock price. On the other hand, domestic manufacturers could benefit. US steel producers might see a boost if foreign steel becomes more expensive. But overall, the market's reaction could be negative due to concerns over supply chain disruptions and rising uncertainty. And don't make a mistake, consumers will feel the impact too. In the US, higher tariffs typically mean higher prices for goods like electronics, clothing, and cars, as businesses pass these extra costs on to customers. For example, a family buying important food products might see their weekly grocery bill increase by 10 to 15%. Despite Trump's claim that it's not going to be at a cost to you, experts warn that US consumers might still face higher prices if tariffs go into effect. European consumers will likely also be affected. If European exporters like German car makers or French wine producers face higher tariffs, their goods will become more expensive for Americans. And to offset lost sales, these companies will raise prices in Europe, which could result in higher costs to European consumers as well. Looking at the bigger picture, the global economy could face significant uncertainty. Countries affected by these policies, especially in Europe and in Asia, may retaliate with their own tariffs, disrupting trade and potentially slowing global economic growth. Some economists predict that Europe could see its GDP shrink by up to 260 billion euros, or about 1.5%, as a result of these tariffs, leading to a weaker euro and even recession risks. Tariffs could also strain the global supply chain reducing overall trade and economic cooperation worldwide. This is where the European single market becomes crucial. By ensuring that European countries work together, they can maintain internal trade without barriers, allowing them to counteract the negative effects of tariffs more effectively. Ultimately, Trump's tariffs are more than just an economic policy. They're a political statement. They're part of his broader agenda to revive American manufacturing and reduce what he considers unfair trade practices. But as Walmart and other companies have made clear, it's not foreign nations who will pay the price. So the real question is, are Americans prepared to pay the price for this trade war? So what do you think? Will these tariffs bring manufacturing jobs back to the US, or will they just slow the economic growth overall? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.